What's up Top 10 fam, hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host Ayman Hassan and welcome back to another video. Guys, I hate insects with a passion I can't even describe. The only ones I'm good with are like ladybirds, butterflies and dragonflies, and only because they're all either cute or beautiful. I thank my lucky stars I've never been stung by a bee or worse by a wasp or hornet. As soon as I even see one, I'm gone. Just disappeared into thin air. You can't find me because I've already ran 4 kilometers in the other direction. Now just to clarify, in this video I'll be talking about wasps and hornets, and before anyone is like, wait, a hornet isn't a wasp. Yes, it actually is. Hornets are social wasps and are one of the most common types of wasps aside from yellow jackets. So with my quick Animal Planet dialogue over, these are the top 10 scary wasp nests that need to be destroyed. Starting us off with number 10 is the Granddaddy. I literally don't even know where to begin with this one. In Patterson, Louisiana, professional bug exterminator Jude Verrett was called to remove a hornet's nest the size of a refrigerator found in someone's shed. Mate, some refrigerators are bigger than me, like that is not helpful at all. How big are we talking? Wasps basically build their nests out of chewed up vegetable fiber that they glue together enough times till it sort of starts looking like flattened carton, like cardboard. The video Jude posted of it to Facebook got millions of views, and I kid you not, I still feel like they're somehow on me even though I didn't even touch them. In the video he's getting ambushed by them while he's poking holes in their nest. Like they're on full attack mode, and as soon as he takes a chunk out of the nest, he's honestly getting ambushed by them while he's poking holes in their nest. Like they're on full on attack mode, and as soon as he takes a chunk out of the nest, it's like the whole world's population of wasps just come flying out. And I kid you not, even when he starts spraying whatever he was spraying, none of them were dying. Are these yellow jacket wasps just immune to bug spray? Have they evolved to resist it? I don't even want to know. Miraculously, Jude didn't even get stung during the process, even though 5 or 6 stings would have put him in the hospital. When he was done, he lay next to the flattened nest, and it was more than double his height. So let's just do the math and think about how many wasps that was, and you've lost me. Coming in at number 9 is the drunken mistake. Honestly, you'd think someone getting drunk wouldn't result in anything to do with wasps, but here at Top 10, anything is freaking possible. Back in 2016, 21-year-old Army Specialist Austin McGuff had had his wisdom teeth pulled out, but decided to go drinking at a house party the same day. The alcohol mixed with the painkillers was a recipe for disaster, and Austin got pretty wasted. Somehow he managed to leave the house and wander around, and when trying to find his way back, he thought he had found his own house and tried to get in when really he had just found a nursery. One window was broken and covered in cardboard, so Austin thought he could just move the cardboard and climb right in. First off, I'm sure his own house didn't have a broken window, so that really should have been his first sign, like maybe this isn't my house. Either way, the cardboard wasn't cardboard, it was a wasp's nest. He was stung countless times and called 911 to ask them to send help. To try and be efficient in his drunken state, he started walking towards the highway so he could meet the ambulance faster, but he took a step too far on the road and got hit by not 1 car but 3. He died on the spot. At number 8 are $20. Back in 2015 in Tasmania, a mum was complaining about the amount of European wasps on her property, and so her 12-year-old son Jordan decided to tackle the task. His mum promised him a reward of $20 if he could get rid of the problem, which is actually just hilarious because this is a very dangerous task and you're rewarding him with a measly $20. I mean, mans could die out there. Either way, the nest they found had been growing for 2 years and had hundreds of thousands of wasps inside. A typical 1-year-old nest is about the size of a football, but this nest was a full cubic meter. And the discovery was a huge surprise since European wasps usually don't survive through the winter, but since the previous winter had been super mild, they forged on. It took a full 2 days to unearth the full nest, and it took 4 men to carry the beast. After reviewing a bunch of literature on the subject, this nest was named the largest underground nest ever found, weighing a whopping 90-something kilograms, which is almost double my weight, so you can just imagine how big this thing was. Filling our number 7 slot is the veranda. Guys, this one was found in Alabama so recently, literally on the 21st of June, and I shit you not, those yellow jackets made a veranda out of their nest. It was a massive nest attached to this house's veranda, basically becoming an overhanging extension of it. These types of nests are called perennial yellow jacket nests, and really they're just super nests. Most normal nests have 4,000 to 5,000 workers at their peak, but this one had 15,000. These super nests have started becoming a lot more common common, and it's all due to, say it with me kids, climate change. As the planet is heating up, these wasps have better chances of survival, and so they survive through the winter when they usually wouldn't. The queens themselves are the only ones that have an antifreeze compound in their blood, so they survive every year and make a new colony every spring, but now they don't have to. Hence the super nest veranda, and hence me never leaving the house again. Now at number 6 is the barrel. Back in August of 2017, 78-year-old Desiree Pell was a cute little great-grandma who decided to do some gardening in her backyard. Although she wasn't an avid gardener, she had done it enough times to suspect there was a wasp's nest somewhere in her yard. While trying to find the nest, she looked inside a barrel and got stung on the finger. And that's just one sting, it wasn't the whole fam, it was just the one sting. Her daughter-in-law went to get a band-aid, but when she got back, Desiree was unconscious. Panicking, she called the ambulance and started giving her CPR, but it was way too late. The plot twist was that because Desiree had never been stung before, she had no idea she was allergic to bee and wasp stings. Honestly, had she had an EpiPen, she would have survived, but she sadly didn't, and that's all she wrote. I hope someone found this nest after that and destroyed it, because they damn well should have. Coming in at number 5 is the log. Back in November of 2015, Warren Brown went on a peaceful camping trip with his friends in Washington State. Later in the day, he thought it'd be nice to get a fire going, so he started chopping up some firewood, not knowing one of the logs was a humongous hornet's nest. Got him! As soon as he did the first slice, he was a goner. Wasps will stop at nothing to protect their nests, and unlike bees, they can sting you multiple times and not die. But you definitely might. The hornets started swarming him, stinging him well over a dozen times. By the time any medical assistance arrived, poor Warren had already died. And he had been stung as a kid and recovered completely fine, but he didn't realize he developed an allergy to wasp stings as he got older. Adult onset allergies are real, guys. We become allergic to new things all the time as we age, so allergy tests are important. But I'm not a doctor, but you should trust me anyway. At number 4 is the migration. Back in 2013, a couple living in the Canary Islands started getting worried over a vacant home near their house, so they decided to call the police. When the police went inside the house, they realized it wasn't vacant at all. They were greeted with millions of wasps and an alien-looking structure that was later identified as a 22-foot wasp nest. I'll give you guys a second just to let that sink in. After examining the nest, experts confirmed the most common type of wasps found in gardens wouldn't have been able to build a nest like that or of that size, so the culprits were actually an invasive species of wasp that had somehow migrated all the way from Africa. 22 feet long, did they even open it up? What if they were hiding a dead body in there? Honestly, I feel like that thing could swallow you whole, I'm not even kidding. I just get a flamethrower and just go at it, Rudy. If you can't beat him, just burn him. Filling at number 3 slots are autumn leaves. The only reason I even like autumn is because of the leaves changing colors. Honestly, after everything dies, so do I on the inside. And then I just hibernate and wait till winter is over. Actually, no, the title of this actually reminds me of a sad Chris Brown song of the same name that I used to listen to in autumn when I was sad, but that's not relevant at all. So back in 2017, Eric Dahl was blowing leaves in his garden in Foxborough, Massachusetts, when he stepped on a massive underground yellow jacket's nest. And obviously they went sicko mode on him and attacked the hell out of him. I feel like they're so aggressive, even if he breathed near them, they probably would have squared up. Either way, he actually wasn't allergic to stings, but the sheer shock of the number of stings he got as soon as he stepped on it was too much of a shock to his system, and he actually had a heart attack. It was caused by his surprise and the venom in his veins, and weirdly enough, news stations blamed the death on honeybees, which is completely fake news, since they literally almost never sting people unless provoked. Honeybees for the win. Now at number 2 is the car. This one was found in Alabama this year as well, and honestly now I'm starting to really worry for their residents. These super nests are going to take over soon, and since I wear shorts and crop tops 90% of the time, when they start migrating over to Canada, I'm gonna die. This particular case was found in an old retired car located in a scrap heap. The owner of the heap was worried after seeing a few wasps flying around his yard and decided to call exterminators to find a nest, if any, and deal with the problem. Exterminators started looking inside car after car which struck the owner as odd since he assumed the nest would be underground or in a tree somewhere. And that is true for normal nests, but super nests, the perennial ones, can be found anywhere. Inside one of the cars, the team found a massive wasp's nest covering the entirety of the inside. It was even growing up and covering the windows like it was that bad. The window of the car didn't work, so it was just left open, so it was very easy access for the wasps to just go in and out while still being fairly secluded. Instead of exterminating them, I would have just dropped the car in one of those like compressors, you know that machine that you put a car or anything in and then it just compresses it so it's easier to like get rid of or whatever the hell. Just squish the car, squish and kill all the wasps inside, and Bob's your uncle. That has to be a machine, I've seen it in movies. Come on guys, back me up here. And finally, at number 1 is the lethal attack. This one stabbed me in the heart, I kid you not, and so now I'm gonna do the same to you guys. Hey, if I'm going down, I'm taking all of y'all with me. So back in 2017, an 87-year-old Japanese woman called Chieko Kikuchi was in her wheelchair on her way to visit her home and take a little break from the retirement center. There was a known hornet's nest nearby, but the little satans tended to keep to themselves, so likewise the humans did the same. But on this particular day, however, I don't know what happened. Out of nowhere, a massive swarm of these Asian giant hornets came down on her, and when I say these hornets are giant, I mean they're known to leave gaping holes in people's bodies giant. The woman started screaming for help, but onlookers knew it was too dangerous to go save her without being harmed themselves. Even the nursing home employee that was with her was helpless, so all she could do was call the fire department. And even when they came, they couldn't do anything. She was attacked by the swarm for almost an hour and stung a total of 150 times. By the time they were cleared away, she was rushed to the hospital, but the damage had been done. She died the next day, and I don't know what happened to this nest, but I swear to God if any of them are still alive, I'm suing. I don't know who I'm suing, but I'm suing. And that's all for today guys. Honestly, I didn't know much about wasps before this video, and I just knew they just stung and that you just stay away from them. So I'm happy I got to do this one because now I'm not going to go around touching things that look like cardboard but maybe a giant wasp nest. And since I don't have any, I'd love to know any of you guys' experiences with wasps in the comments below. Let's all just struggle together, shall we? Anyway, I'm your host Eamon Hassan, and I'll see you next time. Bye!